All right, I'm jumping into Too Tall Toby 240806, the odd wrench. And this is going to give us a great opportunity to look at some symmetry and some sweep techniques inside Creo. So we're going to start with the sketch. That's going to be the trajectory for this sweep. So that is going to be on the front plane here. We're just going to do a line and then an angle, and I'll hold down Shift to drag and another line. And before I go too far, I'm going to add some of these corner fillets. Okay. And it did make those equal. And in this actual case, I don't actually want them to be equal. So a little bit of a switch there. I'm going to add the height of 50 between the two ends. All right, we're going to get some other dimensions on here. So both ends are 60. The lower radius is bigger. So you'll notice that the sketch path is actually the bottom of the path, not the center. So we're dimensioning the bottom of the wrench. So if we were dimensioning the center, they would have the same radius, but we're going to bend more on the outside than the inside. I'm missing the angle. Okay, so 33. All right, so there's all the information about the path or the trajectory. Okay, so one of the things I like in Creo is when I go in to create a sweep, you're going to select the path, right? And it's going to show you where it's starting. And then you'll create the sketch right inside of here. You don't have to make the sketch ahead of time, make it right inside the sweep. I'm going to use Shift and middle mouse to rotate this back to the view that I want. So unfortunately, it kind of defines where we want it to go. You can kind of see the little dots here. Actually, I'll show you. That's where the path is going. So if I hit, let's see here. Nope. View normal and then click this plane. That'll just bring it back without, the 2D one's going to bring it oriented. Okay. Shift N and then click this surface and we're looking at that. Okay. So now we gotta create this cross section over here. Couple of ways to do it. I can come over and up and then angled. And we're gonna have a tangent arc. It's gonna come out and it's gonna stop, at the end point. So let's see here. I think I might need horizontal between this point and its center so that I'm getting that kind of, oh, that's actually a funny thing to recognize. It's actually a vertical constraint because I rotated my screen 90 degrees. Anyway, okay, so do I want to, well, actually, before I do anything, I want to get this closer to real. So I can set this value to 4. I can set this radius to 6. I can set the angle here to 20. Right, but I'm going to leave the other ones until I, well, let's see here. What if I pull this? Oh. Okay. All right, so let's take this geometry and let's mirror it over my vertical center line. Okay. And I can change the overall width to be 30. And I see this 0, so that's always a fun one to figure out where that came from. Modify doesn't actually do much, but I can try coincident and make this point stick on a line, and there it goes. So now to get the overall height of 22, I want to mirror it over, this is symmetric top to bottom as well, so I want to mirror it, create a line. Okay, and now I can select, well, that didn't work. So let's try just getting the sketch geometry. There we go. And let's mirror it over that line. There we go. And now I can add on my 22. So lots of icons indicating symmetry, but those are the only dimensions we have, right? 30, 20, 20 degrees, radius of 6, 4, overall height of 22. Okay. And there we go. That is following the sweep. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So to finish this up, we're going to have on the left-hand side, we're going to extrude the, let's see here. Let's extrude on the left-hand side a circle. And that circle on the left-hand side has a diameter of 50. And I'm not going to make the square because I can't add material and remove it at the same time. So we're going to make that come up for a height of 32. And then I can extrude the square. Now that might have been a nice opportunity to use a sketch region. If I hold down Alt, nope. There we go. Now we'll make that a size of 26. That might have been a good opportunity to use a sketch region. Make one sketch and then have it do both the circle extrude and then the square extrude. So one sketch might have been the way to go there. And maybe we'll try that out over here. All right, so we're gonna, let's create a sketch. We'll create it on the top. And we're gonna have a, let's do a circle. Okay, pay attention. The 60 here goes all the way to the end, right? So the circle is actually going to be in a different location, right? We've got an overall width of 60. And gotta slide this. Oh, no, it should be working. Let's add a center rectangle here. Let's set this coincident to the end. And let's give the overall outer dimension from the outside of the circle to here. That is 54. Okay. All right. Let's clean this up. Let's add a fillet to this corner and this corner, and then we'll make those the same. So that has a radius of 10. And I know I said I wanted to use a sketch region, but I'm rethinking that. I mean, I will use sketch region because that's a crazy looking sketch, but we're gonna select, we're gonna use sketch region. And let's select all this funness. Oh, holding down Control. Okay, and let's extrude that. We're gonna go up 4. And then the other direction, we're gonna go, oh, definitely need to fix that. So second direction, we're going to go 22 plus 4. All right, so now let's extrude on the top here, and let's add that rectangle, depth of 36, height of 26, and here, radius of 7 on the inside. Okay, so this might be another option where I could do sketch or geometry, do this. Okay, let's try it the other way. Mouse appears to be awfully touchy. There we go. We make those equal. And add a radius of 7. And again, that 36. Okay. All right, and let's flip that. And I really dislike having that be a value, even though that's not the speed modeling technique. There we go. Let's hide that sketch. Hide our planes. Let's turn off our tangents. So much better. And let's see how we did. Sketch region. Filter comes back to bite me again. All right, so we're looking for plus or minus 2 grams. Let's try 1428. All right, there we go. Average solve time 17 minutes. Let's see how I did. Hey, 45. That's not so bad. Took a little bit of time, but great model. When I first looked at it, I thought maybe I'd just be throwing an I-beam on there, but I like the curve. I suppose I was wondering if an I-beam could actually work as a starting geometry, and then you'd add the round and the angles to that. I'm not so sure if that saves you anything. You definitely don't want to make the 2 end pieces first, because then the sweep would cut into it and you'd have to redo the geometry. But yeah, great model. Hope that helps. Take care.